Calgary go left to right. Created a nice 1v1 for Moosey. A bit of a handstand there.
Welcome back to our coverage of the USL Championship Playoffs presented by Hisense. Almost time for kickoff between Birmingham Legion and Pittsburgh Riverhounds. But first, let's get a look at each side's starting 11s. And Mike, let's start with Pittsburgh. Head coach Bob Lilly rolling out a lineup pretty close to what we thought we'd see.
I think most fans in Pittsburgh could have predicted this lineup. They've been very successful over the past few weeks. Very few changes.
On the other side of things for Birmingham Legion FC, they won their regular season finale 3-1 over Indy 11, and head coach Tom Sohn rolls out the exact same starting 11 to start the playoffs.
Again, no surprises here. Same formation, same players lining up that had such a good match a week ago.
Our referee tonight is Eric Tattersall. The Ohio native gets his 11th USL Championship assignment of the year. This is fourth time already this seeing Pittsburgh, his first time seeing Birmingham Legion here in 2022. There's the head man, Bob Lilly, the 56-year-old in his 5th season with the Pittsburgh Riverhounds. Not coincidentally, Pittsburgh 5 consecutive seasons in the playoffs. On the other side of things, head coach Tom Sohn in his 4th season at the helm of Birmingham Legion. Getting a fist bump from the Birmingham Legion president, Jay Heaps. Those two helped start this club in Birmingham and have led it to the playoffs since they started playing in this league back in 2019. Birmingham Legion and their sweet home Alabama Reds tonight at Protective Stadium. Pittsburgh Riverhounds in their change gold and gray as the crowd continues to file in here in uptown Birmingham, Alabama. Mike, it is absolutely gorgeous. 74 degrees and sunshine. You could not ask for better weather for this type of game.
You've got great weather. You've got two really good teams. You've got a huge crowd. I'm sure it's the largest of the year. A fantastic atmosphere. Everything that you'd expect for a playoff match.
These two teams met in the playoffs back in 2019. It was all Pittsburgh in a 7-0 rout. This should have been a playoff meeting back in 2021. Multiple covered personnel for the Pittsburgh Riverhounds tested positive for COVID-19. Meant that Birmingham won in a walkover, so we did not get to see these two teams meet here in Birmingham last year. Only fitting that we get this same meeting to start the USL Championship playoffs presented by Hisense here in 2022. Third meeting this year between these two. Pittsburgh won early this year at Highmark. Birmingham returned the favor about a month ago here at Protective Stadium. A big reason why Legion FC are playing this playoff match at home. It's the Eastern Conference quarterfinals on this Sunday. Birmingham Legion and Pittsburgh Riverhounds. And with the whistle, we are underway with the opening minute of tonight's contest presented by Fleetio. Ball over the top from Alex Cronali. Reaches its intended target, Marlon Santos. Anderson Asiadu making the run forward, had it knocked away. Zach Yaravo late arriving as well. Agadello. Prosper Kasim an early touch. Dean making the aggressive run. Kasim around the defender but could not quite keep it in play. It was deflected by Rivera out of play. And inside a minute, the first Chick-fil-A corner kick of the night for the home side.
We thought Legion would look to get into the attack quickly, but they've sent lots of players forward. Certainly very aggressive start.
Marlon Santos almost got there and redirects outside the box. Canardo Forbes a header as well. Forbes got a piece of that pass over the top from Roof. Good work by Griffin. Out to Dequa, who is brought down by Kavita, referee playing the advantage for now. Now Kavita does get back in front, and the referee blows play all the way back to the original infraction. Free kick for Pittsburgh.
Good refereeing. Saw the foul, acknowledged it, but let Pittsburgh continue. When nothing came of it, brought it back to the original spot.
Just 100 seconds into this Eastern Conference quarterfinal. First possession here for Pittsburgh. Ordonez and Williams, the center backs for Pittsburgh tonight, as Agadello got a boot in on that pass. Both sides fairly healthy coming into this playoff run. As we look at our injury reports, only Nate Dos Santos is missing for Pittsburgh. That knee injury has kept him out since August. But Dos Santos, the only man on the injury report for Pittsburgh Riverhounds. For Birmingham Legion, the only man on the injury report is Freddie Kleeman. That torn ACL the early part of the year. Outside of that, Birmingham come into this playoffs about as healthy as they could possibly be. As Mertz flicks that header on. Roof beat Dequa to it. But Dequa back on the end of it. His pass cut out by Dean. And Johnny Dean wasting no time racing forward. Agadello. And poked away by Wheats. No surprise to Riverhounds fans, Shane Wheat back in the starting lineup once again for the 29th time this year. Cicerone running forward, that pass instead a little bit beyond Dequa. Birmingham goalkeeper Matt Van Oakum gets his first touch of the night. There's Robbie Mertz. Mertz pushing forward, has Dixon running with him. Dixon gets the cross away, but it's cut out by Kavita. Mike Dixon creates so much danger for Pittsburgh. It's Dixon on one side, it's Dean on the other. That's certainly going to be a matchup on either side's right flank to watch this evening.
Well, there's definitely key players that both teams know love to run and get forward. Both Dixon and Dean have been involved in a lot of attacking for both these sides.
Alex Dixon should be pretty fresh. Played just 5 minutes in the regular season finale against the Oakland Roots. Back in the starting lineup for Pittsburgh here in this all-important showdown. Roof able to bring that down and shield off Mertz and find Enzo Martinez. How about that footwork from those two? Marlon Santos dispossessed by Wheat. It's a throw for Legion FC right in front of the Hounds bench. Roof will opt to retake that throw from almost the same spot. Back it goes to Fanuel Kavita and Mike. A chance for us to look at our keys to the game tonight. Let's start with Pittsburgh. They fell in this building a month ago. A big reason why they're playing on the road in this 4-5 matchup. What does Pittsburgh need to do tonight to change things this time around?
Well, set pieces can certainly be a big factor for them. They've been very good throughout the year, and it's an area Legion have struggled in. They also need to attack. There's no way they can win this match by sitting back and defending against Birmingham Legion. For the Legion, the keys to the game are pretty simple, as it's been all year. We know they create chances. They just need to finish those chances off. They also need to, what I'm calling, rinse and repeat. They dominated the last match. They need to play with the same intensity and the same way that they did against Indianapolis.
Birmingham Freightliner free kick. Kasim's service sent away by the Hounds back line. Back it goes to Matt Van Oekel. Everybody a chance to regain some shape here. Birmingham Legion 9-4-4 so far at home. Includes that win against Pittsburgh about a month ago. Pittsburgh 7 road wins to their credit this year. As Marlon Santos went up with that challenge all the way back, it goes to Jamali Waits. Former UConn Husky has locked down the goalkeeper job into Pittsburgh. Alex Dixon to the feet of Shane Wheats. Turo Ordonez. This pass over the top, a bit too far beyond Dixon.
Pittsburgh so far has been a very right-sided team. They're looking for Dixon. They've come to this side to almost every single attack.
Marlon Santos able to run on to that. Good hold-up play from Juan Agadello. He's trying to hold off Mertz and Forbes as well. Kavita in on that challenge. A lot of bodies to the floor, and now the whistle is going to go against Birmingham Legion. Not for the challenge from Kavita, but from the earlier challenge, Juan Agadello, as he was trying to hold off Canardo Forbes.
See that tackle? It certainly looked like a pass more than a tackle. The referee has brought it back all the way to that initial contact.
Gonna to be saying Canardo Forbes' name a lot, or at least we will be if Pittsburgh is playing well. Forbes, an absolute USL mainstay over the past few seasons, the all-time assist leader in the league's history. Dequa into the run of Mertz, got it back to his feet. Wheat will flip things from one side to the other. Griffin. Dixon looking for the run of Mertz again. Siadu, shoulder to shoulder according to the referee. Agudelo brought it down with his arm. Free kick coming for Pittsburgh, much to the fans down below's dismay. Agudelo, the 29-year-old, had just barely broken in with this team. These two teams last met. That's probably a good call based on that vantage point. Agudelo had just been signed by Birmingham Legion. These two teams met at Highmark. He has since settled in to this Birmingham starting 11. He scored 7 times. He's also assisted 5 others. Created 4 chances last time out in the regular season finale against Indy 11. Good pass finds Mertz, but Roof went to ground to take it away from him.
With Juan Agudelo, he has scored some goals, he has set up some goals, but his role in this team is really about being a hold-up player. They love to play balls to his feet. They play it to him in the air. He has a way of using that big, wide body to hold people off and allow other players to join the attack.
This is a Birmingham side that did not score against Pittsburgh in Pittsburgh, scored twice. These two teams played in Birmingham. And were it not for an errant offside flag against Agudelo, would have scored 3 times as Van Oekel is forced into an emergency clearance. Good pressure provided by Dequa gives Pittsburgh possession back. Aravo tried to keep it in play, could not. Lily barking instructions from his touchline. Head coach Tom Sohn looking rather calm and collected 9+ minutes in. As Dequa's touch does not come off as intended.
The opening minute of this match, the Legion were racing forward, lots of players joining the attack. Since then, this game has slowed down just a little bit. Both teams trying to be very steady in what they do. Both teams trying to figure out how they can attack the other team. Mostly it's been played in midfield for the last couple minutes.
Dean looking for Kasim over the top. It's flicked all the way back to the run of Waits. Worked by Williams, the 32-year-old center back. Got a boot there before Kasim could run onto it. Mike talking to head coach Bob Lilly earlier this week. He said he thought this was going to be one of those games where, even though it is a single elimination do-or-die game, he felt both sides were going to throw numbers forward and attack. We're going to be aggressive. We're going to try to get this game by the throat. No one was going to be sitting back, at least in his estimation.
And I think he's probably correct in that prediction. We know that Legion are going to attack as they are right here.
Martinez trying to hold off Griffin. Out to Kasim. Boot in there from Rivera. Sends it all the way back as far as Cronulla. And Rivera chopped down by Kasim. Free kick given. Kasim very quick to offer the Colombian a helping hand.
Good sportsmanship. Also a tactic we sometimes see from attacking players. They kick you in the back of the leg and then apologize afterwards. Those physical contacts do add up over the course of 90 minutes.
About a dozen minutes into this Eastern Conference quarterfinal presented by Birmingham Coca-Cola. Scoreless so far between Pittsburgh Riverhounds and Birmingham Legion. As Jamali Waite sends it forward in the direction of Dequa. Cicerone, Griffin. Kavita there to snuff out the danger. Dean's pass is cut out as well. Dikwa into the area. Waiting for a bit of support. Rivera's service cut out by Dean, who sends it out of play as well. Dikwa trying to turn. Dean and Kavita, or Dean and Kasim, pardon me, got feet in. Birmingham trying to break out of the pressure, could not.
Pittsburgh doing a really nice job of reading the passing lanes and getting there quickly. 2 or 3 times we've seen them step into the lane and intercept balls in the Legion defending third.
Dixon's pass cut out once again. Kavita is there. Both sides want to press a little bit, both something to keep an eye on. Birmingham's press gave Pittsburgh all sorts of trouble in the second half of their last meeting. Pittsburgh hasn't been shy so far about pressing Birmingham when they try to break out as well.
Both teams are very good in possession. They both want to keep the ball and make the other team spend long periods of time defending. But they're also both very aware of how quickly the other team can get at them if they get forward with too many players trying to press the ball.
Ordonez through the chest of Juan Agudelo is what drew the whistle. Agudelo a bit slow to get up as we get a second look.
Very hard contact, shoulder to midsection.
Ordonez said he got all ball, but that left shoulder also got quite a bit of Agudelo. Cronali finds into Martinez in a half space, but his pass to Arivo doesn't quite come off. Cronali through the back of Dikwa is called for the foul.
We've seen similar fouls at both ends. It's not about whether or not you won the ball. It's did you hit the man first before you won the ball. No question that one. Cronali came right through Dikwa.
Cronali, Kavita, and Dean really have been a trio that has been as consistent as you come in the USL Championship. Their names written almost in Sharpie week in and week out for Legion FC, as Rivera couldn't quite keep that in play. It's Jake Roof who joins them at the back of this back four for Legion again today. 10th start of the year for the Alabama native. Mike, this was a Birmingham defense that the early part of the year was known for their organization, known for blanking opponents, but they've gone 10 games now without keeping a clean sheet. Certainly something to keep an eye on.
Some of that may have to do with the quality opponents that they've faced in the last 10 games. A lot of playoff matchups, a lot of back-to-back games, which makes it tougher to keep the clean sheet.
On the other side of things for Pittsburgh, this is a Pittsburgh side that's conceded almost 40 times this year. It's the most goals allowed in the Bob Lilly era at Pittsburgh. Hounds once again turning in another solid season, 57 points compared to Birmingham Legion's 58. As Mertz is able to turn in a half space, Cicerone trying to play it one time over the top. Griffin's not going to get there.
Pittsburgh has conceded a fair number of goals, but they've also scored a ton. 22 seasons in a row for Bob Lilly getting his team into the playoffs. Absolutely unheard of in any league, in any sport. 22 years in a row. Such an impressive run.
Zach Arivo trying to bring that down and run forward, and got it out wide to Kasim. Well done from Arivo. Kasim against Rivera. Rivera took it off him, and right at the breadbasket of Jamali Waite, Zach Arivo, the game's first shot on target.
Really good play from Zach Arivo. Brought it out of the air, passed it out of the air, and then hit a one-time strike from a tough angle, but hit it pretty cleanly.
34 saves this year for Jamali Waite. He has to make his first shot from distance from Zach Arivo. 17 minutes gone. Air Protective Stadium, Birmingham, Alabama, the last Eastern Conference quarterfinal. So far in these USL Championship playoffs presented by Hisense, the home side has won every game. Birmingham hoping that trend continues. Pittsburgh hoping that trend offers some respite. Ordonez under duress, almost gave it up. And of course, it's that man again, Enzo Martinez, the man you said in the open has run miles and miles and miles this year for Legion FC. It's a big part of this Legion FC pressure. Anderson Asiadu in circles. Couldn't quite find the feet of Agadello. Forbes. Griffin has options. Dixon is storming down the flank. Dixon cuts it back. Mertz an opportunity. Mertz around Kavita. Van Oekel with a big time stop. A huge save from Van Oekel, and now the counter starts the other way with Marlon Santos.
Mertz showing his class. Great footwork to create a chance for himself. Matt Van Oekel somehow got a big palm down to that ball and kept it out of the net.
Good defensive work by Pittsburgh to recover quickly, take it off of Santos. But the first big chance of the night belongs to Pittsburgh. Maybe just a few fingers for Matt Van Oekel, keeping this a scoreless draw to this point.
At 6'2", I don't think he reaches that ball. At 6'4", he barely gets a couple fingers to it.
Again, it was Robbie Mertz creating the danger. Mid-season acquisition for Pittsburgh. Deekwa trying to get around Kavita, could not. Pittsburgh fans certainly happy to have Mertz back in the mix after he spent all those years with the Hounds a couple of seasons ago. Giveaway at the back for Birmingham. Cicerone not on the same page with Mertz that time around.
Marlon Santos, a very lucky man, took a risk with the ball in his back third, had it picked off, lucky it didn't create a chance. Here's Robbie Mertz, a little weaving and dancing, and Matt Van Oekel somehow gets down and gets a hand on that ball.
Some shouts for a PK as well from Mertz, who thought he might have got brought down by that arm of Kavita. Referee not obliging though. And again, Enzo Martinez. Jake Roof, Huntsville, Alabama native. Alex Crognali. As Birmingham push forward, looking for some seams in this Pittsburgh defense. Arivo. His pass cut out. Ordonez read the passing lane, and Ordonez wants to sprint forward and start this counter. Looking for Cicerone. Instead, Crognali has it read.
A month ago when these two teams played, it felt like Legion could do most anything they wanted to, especially in the second half. They were keeping the ball, they were moving it quickly, they created chance after chance. Pittsburgh has clearly watched some video. They seem to know where Legion are trying to play. They're stepping into those passing lanes very quickly and creating some good opportunities for themselves.
Fans Select is celebrating its 75th anniversary and is proud to be the official match ball supplier of the USL Championship. Choose what you play with at www.selectsportamerica.com. Select, the league's choice, the player's choice. Approaching the midway point of this opening 45 between the number 4 seed in the East, Birmingham Legion, and the number 5 seed, Pittsburgh Riverhounds. Ball just got out of play as Williams can get play restarted from that far touchline. Williams trying to hold off Enzo Martinez, and does rather physically. Martinez giving away some bit of size to the big Trinidadian center back. Ali and Kavita bring it under control for Legion FC. Roof looking over the top. Martinez has made the run. Martinez trying to hold it off against Williams. Marlon Santos late arriving. Once again, good work by Williams, but Aravote cuts out the pass. Still defending to be done for Pittsburgh. Once again, it's Mertz and Griffin in that midfield doing the job by and large for the Riverhounds.
Both teams are working really hard to close players down. Nobody's getting any time on the ball. You're going to have to receive it and play it very quickly, or you're going to have people biting at your heels.
Magic City Brigade down below to our left, making plenty of noise so far in these first 23 plus minutes. It's a throw for the Legion. You can hear the Brigade and the Ultras drums all evening long. Great crowd here in Birmingham. Shout out to everybody watching Pittsburgh as well. ESPN Plus are on the points. Glad to have you along for the ride in a big-time showdown here in the Eastern Conference playoffs, presented by Hisense. 24 minutes gone, scoreless. Blake Gardner, Mike Getman, glad to have you with us tonight. Rivera's pass run onto by Forbes, and he's got Cicerone as well. Racing back, got organized. Pittsburgh slows things down as well. Cicerone. Out to Williams. Good work by Mertz. Forbes looking for the big switch. Dixon couldn't quite keep it in play.
Just half a yard on the wrong side of that white line, but what a fantastic first touch and second touch. He's such a dangerous player because he's got confidence in his own skills. He can pass the ball, but he can beat you with clever moves as well.
Along the touchline, his pass cut out. Trying to win it back. Instead, it's a Pittsburgh throw. Credit the pressure of Pittsburgh. It has not been easy building so far from the back for Legion FC. Martinez with the header back to win things back for the Legion. Cronelli surveys before Birmingham trying to build once again. Birmingham fans, to stay up to date on all the latest Legion FC news like upcoming USL Championship playoff game info, be sure to follow @BHM Legion on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook. And download the Legion FC app today. Available on both Google Play and the App Store. The Legion FC app and @BHM Legion on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook. Your home for all things Birmingham Legion FC. Roof looking over the top. Agudelo trying to bring it down. He does. Agudelo across. Kasim, his shot blocked. His second just high.
Really good attack from Birmingham Legion. Pittsburgh was stepping up and putting pressure on their back, so they played an early ball over the top. Juan Agudelo so good at using his body to hold people off. Finds Prosper Kasim. The second one just a little high and wide.
Prosper Gassim, a man who has scored important goals for Legion FC. It's one of the X factors if you're looking at the preview content on USLchampionship.com this week. He scored 8 times this year, scored in the playoffs a season ago as well, or 2 seasons ago, I should say. Mertz not on the same page with Dequa. Possession given away rather cheaply. So Martinez giving no room to turn by Kenardo Forbes. Lovely turn from Arivo. He does find Martinez. Arivo back to the feet of Agadello. Quality passing and awfully tight corridors for Legion FC there in that sequence. Anderson Asiadu. Gassim in a half space, finds Agadello. His pass, Martinez denied by Waite. A monster stop from Jamali Waite, his first huge save of the night.
Great save, such quick reflexes to make that play because the shot came from very close in and it wasn't hit at him. He had to react to it, did so well.
Well struck by Martinez. And a huge stop by Waite. His second stop of the night, but his first major one, and now both Van Oekel and Waite have each done their part in keeping this game scoreless to this point.
That's what goalkeeping is all about. It's making that 1 or 2 big plays when you're called upon. You may not see the ball for a matter of 5-10 minutes, but are you ready when that one moment comes? So far, both these men have proven they're up to the task.
Arivo chips it in for Agadello. Ordonez cuts out his redirect and looking for Martinez. Here's Marlon Santos in a wide area. Martinez hit from behind by Forbes. Free kick given in a very dangerous spot.
Really clever from Martinez. They've been pressing him all over the field. They're trying not to let him get touches. He just simply gets his body in front, knows the foul is coming, goes down, says if you're going to play me that tight, I'm going to draw free kicks and create some dangerous opportunities that way. Very clever play from Enzo Martinez.
So a free kick presented by Birmingham Freightliner forthcoming for the home side.
This has not been a great strength for Birmingham Legion. Set pieces have not been their friends this year. But do they have something drawn up for the playoffs? Have they been holding something back for an occasion like this? It's a very big wall, lots of tall bodies in there. If the shot is up and over, it's going to have a lot of dip on it to get back down over that wall.
Jamali Waite has his wall of 4 sets. Martinez leaves it. Dean. Waite with another save. Martinez has his shot blocked. Jamali Waite to the rescue for the second time in a matter of minutes for the Riverhounds.
Legion did have something up their sleeve. Instead of going up and over, they just pushed the ball to the side. Very well struck ball. Little touch to the side. Johnny Dean hits a worm burner. Enzo Martinez just couldn't quite collect it the way he wanted to get the second shot off of this rebound. But another dangerous opportunity for the Birmingham Legion.
The 23-year-old Jamali Waite started his college career at Farley Dickinson. Paid that off and a move to UConn. Started 15 of the last 17 games now in goal for the Riverhounds after winning that #1 goalkeeping shirt. Awfully talented young man is showing why he earned that #1 spot so far in this quarterfinal.
did not come into the season as the #1, and usually coaching staff has pretty clear idea of who they think is going to be their man, and it may not change for a year or 2 or 3. But Jamali Waits really grabbed hold of his opportunity and just has not let go.
Griffin brought down by a Asiadu, free kick given to Pittsburgh. Griffin and Asiadu, two of the most hard-nosed defensive midfielders you'll find in the Eastern Conference. As Williams looks over the top in the direction of Dixon. Marlon Santos trying to hold off Mertz, and he wins the whistle as well.
Santos has got such quick feet and can keep the ball under really tight pressure. Did very well that time to earn the set piece.
Dozen minutes left in this opening 45 as Dean looks over the top for Agudelo. Waite is well off his line. Ordonez heads it towards the end line and clears it away from trouble. Nervy moments there briefly for the Hounds. Pittsburgh able to clear things as far back as the midway line. Kasim. Dean on the run. Dean, a first-time serve. Waite handles cleanly. So far, so good. Jamali Waite under a bit of duress, especially as of late, but he is held up just fine. Russell Cicerone over the top. Dean runs it down. Wanted the offside flag anyways. Did not get it. And it's a throw for Legion FC. The entirety of the Birmingham touchline thought the offside flag should have gone up. AR on this near side did not agree.
Coach Tommy Sohn has been quiet and composed for most of this match, but that call definitely brought him up off his bench.
Throw for the Hounds as Rivera searches for options. Forbes trying to bring it under control, and it was off the hand of Enzo Martinez. So a free kick here for Pittsburgh, and a chance perhaps to bring some of the big bodies forward. That's exactly what Pittsburgh's going to do here.
There's a lot of big bodies.
Instead, it's taken quickly. Good defending by Agudelo. It's out for a corner, but Rivera was trying to make the sly run in behind. First corner of the night coming for the Hounds.
Birmingham Legion had switched off while they were getting everybody back in position. Pittsburgh played quickly down the side, and only Juan Agudelo read it just quick enough to get there and knock it out of play.
Forbes creating a little bit of space there in between the signboards. Driven service, got all the way through. But a Hound could not get on the end of it. Rivera went to ground to win it back, but only for a moment. Now Enzo Martinez wants to break. Martinez goes down. Referee playing the advantage. Asiadu. Marlon Santos. Still Marlon Santos. He's got Erivo with him. He couldn't quite get it back to him. Martinez. Dean bodied by Cicerone. Kasim trying to turn. Ricardo Forbes not letting him.
Marlon Santos for the first time was 1v1, went at his man, and it created something for Birmingham Legion. As soon as the ball got to Johnny Dean, he was immediately double teamed. Pittsburgh was not going to let him run at anybody 1v1.
Dean, one of the most dynamic fullbacks in the league this year, created almost 60 chances and was the only outfield player in the USL Championship to play every single minute. He's back on it here, looking for Enzo Martinez. Martinez got the cross away, but couldn't quite get anything behind it. Ordonez was on his back, stride for stride.
Playing every minute of every game is really unbelievable. Play so many matches and so many back-to-back matches. These players put in so many miles to not have any injuries, not be tired and need a break. Very impressive.
It's not like Dean plays center back either. He is bombing up and down that right side when Birmingham are playing to their liking. Already seen him get forward numerous times so far in this first half. Roof's pass cut out, intended for Agudelo. And Kavita is fouled by Dikwa.
Danny Griffin for Pittsburgh, not far off of that mark. Not quite every minute, but it might as well have been. I think he's missed 5 or 6 minutes.
5 minutes.
The entire season.
It's been that way for Griffin for quite some time. Missed only 5 minutes this year, only 12 minutes the year prior. He's been available for selection for every USL Championship match the past 3 seasons, which is absolutely remarkable. Again, Ordonez up to the task against Martinez. But it falls back for Martinez. Ordonez kept him on side for the moment. Marlon Santos tried to get the shot away and was crashed into by that man Griffin. Ended up being an easy catch for Waite. Closing moments here of the opening 45. Pittsburgh's had 1 killer goal scoring opportunity. Birmingham have had a couple. But we remain scoreless for the moment. Russell Cicerone trying to get forward. Here comes Forbes. He's got Rivera as well. Rivera, his serve headed away by Kavita. Marlon Santos. Chopped down by Wheat. Referee says it was clean. Cross to the penalty spot. Nobody in a yellow shirt waiting for it. Marlon Santos a little ginger after that challenge from Shane Wheat.
It was a very hard tackle, but there was a lot of ball involved, and I did think it was a clean play. He had his eyes on the ball, he won the ball, and then followed through and hit the man.
Santos is able to carry on back to his typical spot on that left flank. It was pretty good defending there by Shane Wheat. He's in some space against Santos, made sure he couldn't break. Siadu with Mertz on his back, able to hold him off. Erivo. Agudelo, lovely flick to Dean.
Pittsburgh have let Birmingham Legion have the ball at the back of their team, but they've made it very difficult to find feet in the front third of the team.
Rowley does find Kasim here in between the lines. Starting to see Prosper Kasim drop a little bit deeper to start to get possessions in the attacking third going for the Legion. Marlon Santos from one side to the other. Cicerone got there before Dean. Just barely kept it in play. Agudelo trying to turn, went down. The referee says no. Cicerone is touched by Erivo, a throw for the Hounds.
Again, Cicerone double teamed very quickly as well. Both teams have scouted each other. They've played each other twice this season before. They know who the danger men are, and they're just not letting those guys have very many touches.
All the way back it goes to the goalkeeper, Waits. Dixon trying to hold off Marlon Santos. Nice touch by Santos. Fans can't watch the match? Then turn on Sirius XM FC channel 157. North America's only 24/7 source for engaging soccer talk, including USL All Access. Tuesday nights at 7 o'clock Eastern, 6 o'clock Central. Plus your live matches from the USL, MLS, English Premier League, and more. On Sirius XM FC and the SXM app. Birmingham head coach Tom Sohn was on USL All Access this past week. I believe the other Western Conference quarterfinal involving San Diego Loyal taking on Oakland Roots is on Sirius XM FC 157 later on tonight. Sidu finds the feet of Agadello. So Martinez's touch a little heavy. Dixon goes the safe route all the way back to his goalkeeper. Just a few minutes left in this first half. Can either side create something? Pittsburgh looked like they might want to. Rivera bombing forward. There was a foul behind the play. Referee once again playing the advantage as he has done the bulk of this first half.
He's done a really nice job of letting this game flow. There have been some hard challenges. There have been a few fouls, but mostly he's let the players play.
Rivera can't quite beat Dean to that pass. 45th minute here at Protective Stadium, and a stern warning issued to Zach Aravo, but nothing more than that, as so far referee tonight Eric Tattersall has kept the cards in his pocket. Been too many stoppages. Can't imagine there's too much stoppage time coming once we reach the end of our 45. Wait to hear the directive from down below as Enzo Martinez with a chance to break. Anderson Asiadu joining the fray as well. Roof. And that is halftime. There will be no UAB medicine stoppage time. Relatively free-flowing first half comes to a close after exactly 45 minutes. Although both sides had some goal-scoring opportunities, we head to the halftime dressing room scoreless between the number 4 seed Birmingham Legion and the number 5 seed Pittsburgh Riverhounds. Mike, certainly plenty to talk about for both sides in the dressing rooms.
There'll be some things to talk about for sure. I think both coaches will be reasonably happy. Certainly nobody got punished or hurt for any mistakes in the first half, and that's what you really fear. You don't want to give away goals and put your team in a hole early. Both teams also happy with the creation of a couple of really dangerous opportunities. So I think the coaches will have some things to talk about, but probably not too many big changes.
45 minutes down here in Birmingham, Alabama. Halftime festivities coming up when we return to our coverage of the USL Championship playoffs presented by Hisense.
gorgeous, etc., etc., etc. He might be the most consistent performer they've ever had and deserves a whole lot more attention. He's been that good since 2019 and especially here tonight. Trafford lays it on the line, advantage being played. It's brought back as there's none for Cavalry. Charlie knew that was going to hurt. He's already got the bad ankle. And you know that it's not good because otherwise he'd be back on his feet. He understands the game situation right now.
It's a heavy touch from Metusala. Touch and then a tackle.
The other person we're going to watch closely is Marco Carducci. 90th minute, ladies and gentlemen. It all comes down to this. Kintabe tries to do a little bit too much, loses his footing, ricochets. It's a Javapur beside the corner flag. Tries to find Campbell. The pressure from Musi helps that turnover. Now Mason Trafford. Charlie Trafford still limping about back there. He's the last line of defense, but they need a goal right now. Camargo goes in. Rama slides. No foul, says Yusri Rudolph, into stoppage time in less than half a minute. All eyes will be on Fabrizio Stasola's board. Cavalry want to see this number as high as possible. Forge, they don't want to see any. Camargo for Escalante. Jose Escalante, it's another decent cross. Not a ton with it from Owolabi Balu, sending it back 6 minutes. The minimum time to be added. That is great news for Cavalry and great news for the neutral. Roberto Alarcon driving in, Terry. It's everything right now. There's contact in the box. They're going down.
It's interesting. Rama, he doesn't really fancy getting too close to Escalante right now. Allowed him to put it in the box. It comes right across Alarcon and just touch reckless there. There's a good challenge just before from Rama, who's been outstanding as well. For sure, he was in for a show for man of the match. He's been excellent today.
Foul goes against Cavalry. And make Forge and the supporters happy.
Valiant from Calgary. Is there, Adam, one more opportunity, one more set piece?
If we've learned anything, Terry, there might be more than one.
5 minutes is a long time.
Campbell closed down by both Dane Klump and Roberto Alarcon, hunting in a duo. Foul will go against Taryn. Roberto Alarcon asking how many times. You understand where he's coming from, but that far away from his goal, probably best to let it go. We do now see Jordan Hamilton enter. He'll take over for David Chouanier. What a performance, what a night, and listen to this crowd, Terry.
It's been excellent. Created a couple of great final acts. Top goal to go up 1-0. And some really good work defensively that flew under the radar, giving Rama a hand. Those two have an excellent relationship down this right-hand side. It really makes Chouanier difficult to defend as he can go both ways. He's so two-footed. Just as quick with the ball as he is without it.
Away from Hamilton and Taryn Campbell as Cavalry are back inside of the Forge end. It's 10v10. It has been for the entirety of the 45 minutes. We've seen 3 goals. Can we get back to 2-2? The crossover, Alarcon runs in, gets tangled up with Owolabi Bello, who should be last off of the Forge left back, and it is. Again, that season opener, the home opener, excuse me, for Forge. It was a stoppage time goal from David Chouanier in that game to finish 2-2. With all of the flashbacks these past 4 years that we've seen tonight, 2-2 would not surprise me. Cavalry win another foul. Just tiptoeing closer and closer to the attacking third. Marco Carducci in the neon green is going forward to join it. Jose Escalante minds the space almost as if he's a sweeper. It is that point in the match. It is that point in the season. That's a pretty good looking ball. Clock tracks over. Does that touch the top of the Forge player's head? No. Eagle-eyed. The rest. Gorgeous, etc., etc., etc. He might be the most. Camargo cuffs it up right to Terran Campbell. Carducci runs back into position. Hamilton bombs forward. What a tackle from Dan Clump. And now it's Ali Musi. Less than half a minute to go in the original six. Kintave back to the right. Heavy touch recovers. Kintave! Wanted near post. Trafford lifts his hand in case there was a deflection. There was not. And now it is all up to the referee.
Substitute. Kintave, he's been dangerous since coming on. Just cuts across it a little bit too much. Don't forget, there's been a couple substitutions during injury time. There might be another minute.
Tristan Henry sends it away. Referee glances at his watch. Doesn't blow it yet. It's Mason Trafford. Escalante is down and off the pitch. He got hurt in that stab. It's Camargo, though, going back the other way, looking for Bevan. It's cut out. It's cleared. Forge again. Inevitable. A fourth consecutive Canadian Premier League final is headed their way. Another instant classic between two massive rivals that saw everything, and I mean everything. But Smirniotis and his side prevail again. David Choinière.
Birmingham have had a bit more of the ball as well. We will see if that continues in the second 45 minutes. Absolutely gorgeous night here in Birmingham, Alabama. So far, this game has lived up to the billing. Scoreless through 45 minutes between Birmingham Legion and Pittsburgh Riverhounds. The second 45 when we return in a moment.
I need to try it first.
One more.
One more.
One more, please. One more, guys. One more. Set, cut.
Hey, kid. Yeah, we'll take one more.
Oh, one more.
Wow!
Welcome back to Protective Stadium, Birmingham, Alabama. Time to look at our first half highlights, brought to you by Chick-fil-A, Birmingham Legion, Pittsburgh Riverhounds. And a great atmosphere here at Protective Stadium. And Mike, this the best opportunity Pittsburgh has had so far.
Robbie Mertz showing those super quick feet and great touch. Matt Van Oekel doing really well to get down and get a big palm to that ball.
Matt Van Oekel had to make a big save there. This is the first save of the first half for Jamali Wade, but he had to make a couple of big ones later.
Jamali Wade's involved a little more than he'd like to be, but up to the task so far. This was a terrific save, getting down to his right very quickly.
Denied Enzo Martinez a goal there, denied Johnny Dean a few moments later.
Jamali Waits is a young man, but he's looked like an experienced veteran so far tonight.
Wait, a couple of big stops. Enzo Martinez looked like he might pounce on the rebound for a moment, but could not get it to fall the way he would like. And although Birmingham outshot the Hounds 8-1 there in the first half, they don't have a goal to show for it. And Mike, as both teams come out of the halftime dressing room, got to feel like both teams are relatively pleased with the way the first 45 minutes went.
Both teams showed what quality they have. They also showed that they were very well prepared for each other. They both knew what the other team was likely to want to do in the attack. When we saw these teams a month ago, the second half was very exciting. Lots of opportunities and a bunch of goals as well.
Second half really was what proved to be the difference the last time these two teams met. Birmingham came out, scored twice after Pittsburgh scored once in the opening 45. Birmingham Legion ready to go. Pittsburgh in a huddle on their side as we get ready for this second half. Blake Gardner, Mike Gebman, glad to have you with us for this fourth and final Eastern Conference quarterfinal. The winner heads to Louisville, Kentucky next weekend. And everything to play for with seasons on the line here in this second 45 minutes. Referee Eric Tattersall sets his watch. And away we go. Second half underway here from Protective Stadium. Pittsburgh in possession. Russell Cicerone holds off Dean. It's a relatively quiet first half for Cicerone by his lofty standards. See if he can get a little bit more involved in the Pittsburgh attack here in the second half.
Russell Cicerone is one of those guys who has the freedom to go wherever he wants.
Rivera. Mertz, his shot right at Van Oekel. And Van Oekel makes his second stop of the night.
Pittsburgh not wasting any time getting into the attack, showing that they are a very dangerous attacking team.
Matt Van Oekel, as you saw on your screen, 6th in the USL in saves this year. His 11 clean sheets was 5th in the league. As we talked about in the first half, no clean sheets for this Birmingham defense across their last 10 games. That's just the second shot on goal they've allowed Pittsburgh so far tonight. The first shot on goal for Pittsburgh since the 19th minute. So far, both shots tonight for the Pittsburgh offense have come from the former Michigan Wolverine, Robbie Mertz. And Rivera able to keep that in play. Forbes on the turn, hits it across the park in stride. Dixon, his first touch gets him around roof, but Kavita had it read. Good hold-up play from Agadello. Birmingham can move forward, and Mike, it looks like one change for Legion FC, at least in formation, as Marlon Santos is relocated to this near side.
Marlon Santos has come to the right. Prosper Kasim has gone wide left. It may be that Coach Tommy Sohn felt that neither one had the impact he was looking for, and so they've just switched sides to see if they can create something new.
Kasim on that left side. Cuts it back. Agadello just outside the area. Could not squeeze the shot away. Kasim. Against Dixon. Just to go back to the feet of Jake Roof. Good Work by Pittsburgh, tracking back quickly. It looked like Birmingham had a 4-on-4 there for a moment. Martinez's flick only finds Forbes. He can only clear it as far as Asiadu. Anderson Asiadu. Threaded through Martinez. Martinez back to the feet of Asiadu. His shot is easily kept by Waite.
Legion did a nice job of keeping Pittsburgh pinned in. They had several opportunities to go to goal. They kept the ball moving, wouldn't let Pittsburgh out. We'll see if they step and press high again to keep them locked in.
Waits couldn't quite get that away cleanly. Agudelo got a boot in. So I think the answer to your step and press was yes there. Agudelo wasting no time, making sure Waits could not get that away cleanly.
If you ask Enzo Martinez, he'll choose to step and press every time. Juan Agudelo not always known for being the hardest working defender on the field, but that time he certainly showed not only is he willing to do the work, but he can be effective.
Marlon Santos trying to hold off Rivera in the corner. Rivera got back in front. And that last touch by Santos, a goal kick for the Hounds. Riverhounds have kept things tight so far tonight in Birmingham. This is a team that won 7 times on the road this year. Only one of those road wins, though, was against an Eastern Conference playoff team, and it was at Memphis all the way back in March, the very first weekend of the year. Home field advantage so far in these USL Championship playoffs presented by Hisense has been very, very important. Every home team, East or West, has won. See if that trend continues to hold tonight here in Birmingham and later on this evening in San Diego, California.
These teams have been playing for 7 months. Everybody with the goal of hosting playoff matches, because it does make a difference playing at home, on your field, in front of your fans, without the added fatigue that comes from travel.
Sends that away. Throw in for Pittsburgh. It's the Birmingham side that started play in 2019, narrowly snuck into the playoffs, won at North Carolina. And 3 days later had to go to Pittsburgh, who was the #1 seed in 2019. Birmingham got throttled in that contest, came back, made the playoffs again in 2020. And once more in 2021. And here they are again playing at home for the first time in 22. Dixon on the long ball, his cross cut out by Crognale. If Alex, go ahead.
Sorry, an unbelievable first touch from Dixon, not just to receive the ball, but to put it beyond Jake Roof. Really good first touch, creating an excellent opportunity.
Talked about Alex Dixon in the first half, how the danger he creates was going to be so important to this game. And already Alex Dixon, a couple of opportunities in the attacking third here in the second half. Rivera got his cross away too late. It was over the touchline by the time he made contact. Throw for Legion FC. Fans, don't miss a minute of the action the rest of 2020-22. Whether your club is on the road or at home, catch nearly every second of the USL Championship on ESPN Plus. The USL, MLS, La Liga, Bundesliga, UFC, and more. Sign up today at plus.espn.com. Follow the rest of this USL Championship playoffs presented by Hisense.
Some of us grew up in an era where you were looking forward to the 1 or 2 games a week that might be viewable in this country. Now, young players grow up watching nearly every game from around the world. And you see it in the quality of play all over the country, the number of players that have the soccer brains, the soccer touch, the ideas that it takes to compete at the highest level.
Arivo chopped down, free kick given to Legion FC.
The ability to watch games day after day, week after week, truly helps in every player's soccer education.
So far, these first round games have been a delight. Tampa Bay put up 3 goals on Miami. Memphis had 3 goals as well on Detroit, albeit 2 of them rather late. Colorado Springs, 3 goals, all after the 84th minute at home against an RGV side that a lot of people were picking to upset the Switchbacks. And Sacramento Republic with a couple of second half goals as well to get them past New Mexico, as Mertz couldn't quite keep that in play. Rivera trying to bring that down. Kasim hounding him. Williams, well done by him. Out the other side. With Dixon waiting. Dixon's pass left a little bit to be desired. Picked off by Asiadu, who gets right to the feet of Juan Agadello. Arivo. Martinez, lovely flick. Back to Arivo. Kasim! Just wide of the mark.
Prosper Kasim just couldn't quite get there in time. Tried to reach with that right leg. This ball was just a few inches out of his reach. Great service across. Prosper Kasim desperately diving. Just couldn't direct it on target.
Lovely run from deep in midfield by Zach Arivo, the Haitian international. Agadello was keeping Canardo Forbes at bay in midfield. Ordonez only as far as Martinez. Into Martinez. Couldn't quite squeeze off a shot. Leaves it Agadello. His shot is blocked. Work by Rivera. Rivera can't clear it away. Asiadu around one man. Leaves it. Marlon Santos can't quite bring it down.
Marlon Santos should have done a little better with this one, not even testing the goalkeeper. A great look from just outside the box, but the pressure from Birmingham Legion winning the ball in the Pittsburgh end, really allowing them to keep the pressure on this Pittsburgh Riverhound side.
Marlon Santos scored 9 times this year. Could not quite find the frame that time around, but Birmingham picking up the pressure 10 minutes into the second half. Lovely touches. Marlon Santos gets around Dixon. Marlon Santos again clattered to the ground by Weeks. A free kick given, and this might be our first card of the night, and it is.
First card of the night. It may be the first foul we've had in the second half. Both teams have just been running up and down and playing with very few interruptions. This one a clear foul against Pittsburgh.
Yellow card brought to you by Rubio Law Firm as Shane Wheat is booked. Very little question about that call. Birmingham Freightliner, free kick coming for the home side. Enzo Martinez with some targets to aim at. Plenty of red shirts congregating near the back post.
A lot of bodies forward.
Before Martinez can serve, Eric Tattersall, a referee, is going to have a discussion with a few of those bodies that are not giving much ground. Martinez drives it in front of goal, and Waite had to make sure he had that post covered. He did in the end.
Molly Waite with a big smile on his face saying, "You're not going to catch me with that." From this angle, it looked like it was actually very close. Might have glanced off on the outside of the post. We'll get a better look at it from this angle. Just wide. Waits did look like maybe he had it covered if it had been on target.
So Martinez, the crafty veteran, just making sure Wade stayed on his game there. Martinez, nearly a decade his senior. So far, the 23-year-old keeper has been up to the task tonight. Griffin looking over the top. Mertz made the run. Matt Van Oekel off his line. Good pressure from Pittsburgh to win possession back. Here's Canardo Forbes. Dequa. Dequa for Cicerone. Cicerone's cross cut out by Dean, headed away by Cronali. Here's Anderson Asiadu. Good work by Asiadu to find Martinez. Martinez has to hold it up for a moment. Kasim to his right, to the back post. Agadello couldn't quite get there. It's headed out of play by Wheats. But a corner kick coming for Birmingham Legion FC, brought to you by Chick-fil-A, their third of the night, as Agadello looks a little bit shaken up.
Juan Agadello gets up for this cross from Prosper Kasim, but I believe he heads right into the back of, I can't tell if that was Arturo Ordonez, might have been Shane Wheat.
Ordonez heads away the service from Marlon Santos. Jake Roof has a go from top of the box and didn't miss by much. It was deflected wide for another corner.
Pittsburgh Riverhounds disagreeing with the official's call. But either way, they better get back and get organized.
It is a corner, and Birmingham wanted to play quickly while Pittsburgh were having a very spirited discussion with our referee. So another Chick-fil-A corner kick. Towards the back post, Wait with a punch, gets it away from trouble. Roof back into the mix, a bit too far for Alex Cronali. It's a goal kick in the end. But Mike, this opening quarter hour, the second half, Birmingham Legion have put some pressure on this Pittsburgh back line.
They definitely have. They've been creating some real chances to score. They've been stepping very high to apply pressure when Pittsburgh does have the ball, and so far it's been paying off.
Less than a half hour to go tonight. Still scoreless between Birmingham and Pittsburgh. The shot count continuing to climb in favor of the home side. It's 12-2 in shots, favoring Legion FC. Steen gets past Cicerone into the channel for Kasim, but a bit too heavy.
Since we noted it earlier, Prosper Kasim and Marlon Santos have switched sides of the field back to their more natural wings. Prosper on the right so he can cut in on his left. Marlon Santos on the left so he can cut in on his right.
Birmingham fans, don't forget to stay up to date on all the latest Legion FC news, like upcoming USL Championship playoff game info. Be sure to follow @BHM Legion on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook. Download the Legion FC app today. Dixon on the run. Can he get there before Roof? Yes, he can. Dixon trying to get around Roof, who has him read this time around.
Excellent 1v1 defending. For just a moment, Jake Roof was on an island by himself. Did really well to slow down the attacker, be patient, and then won the ball when he could truly be sure of winning it.
Dequa. Kavita on his back. Lost it for a moment. Birmingham can't quite clear their lines. Dixon a serve in the direction of Cicerone, who squares it for Dequa, who doesn't quite make clean contact. Kavita does the safe thing, ushers it over the end line for a Pittsburgh corner.
Those are the two players that you have to worry about for this Pittsburgh side. Somehow Russell Cicerone always creates opportunities for himself and for others. That time it was a clever header. Dikwa just didn't quite make full contact, but still almost put it in the back of the net.
Second corner of the night for Pittsburgh. Towards the back post. And it was over the end line according to the AR on the far side. So just a goal kick in the end. Siadou tried to find Kasim. Cicerone got a piece of it instead. Dikwa. Hounded by Kavita. Erivo is called for the foul. Pittsburgh perhaps starting to put their foot on the gas a little bit more here over these last few minutes. And the Riverhounds find something going forward. Mertz back out to that familiar spot. Dixon against Roof. Doñez. Not on the same page with Dixon that time. Mike, a monster game for that man, Jake Roof. Probably one of the biggest games he started in his professional career. Going up against Alex Dixon on that far side. So far, he's acquitted himself well.
These are the games you dream of when you're young, at home, in a playoff match, playing in your hometown, or at least nearby. And then you get placed against one of the best players in the league, somebody who's got all the skills and technique in the world. So far, Jake Roof has been living up to the moment.
Good work from Williams to cut out that service from Kasim. Corner kick brought to you by Chick-fil-A, taken short. Martinez's service sent away by Forbes. And Pittsburgh have a man down as Kasim tried to restart play quickly. Danny Rivera came up holding his right knee.
Both the first half and the early part of this second half have been very free-flowing with very few stoppages.
Rivera looks to be all right, so it will be a throw in for Birmingham, and it looks like Pittsburgh are going to make their first changes of the night in a few moments. But not right away. Martinez over the top, Ordóñez. Mertz headed away. Forbes finishes the job. Dixon looking for the run of Dikwa, who's off and running behind Kavita. Dikwa brings it down. What a first touch that was from Dikwa. Now he waits for a little bit of help. Forbes out the other side for Rivera, who's back close to where he was before he took that knock on his right knee. Work by Crognale defensively, and now Birmingham can go the other way. Agudelo has Marlon Santos to his left. Still Agudelo. Marlon Santos squares it back instead of going for goal, and Williams sends it away from trouble.
Marlon Santos has got to shoot this ball. Juan Agudelo doing exactly what you would teach. Dribble at the defender, draw him to you, and play your teammate in on goal. It takes a left-footed touch right there. Instead, he tries to force it back into Juan Agudelo, and a truly golden opportunity goes awry.
Off the throw, Roof. By Mertz, and another throw for Legion FC. It will be a double change coming for the Pittsburgh Riverhounds. First things first, the Hounds have some defending to do. Martinez for Dean. Kasim. Griffin cuts it out. Dean runs it back down, winning the foot race against Cicerone. Towards Agudelo. Great touch from Agudelo.
We've seen a few individual moments of terrific skill. First from Dikwa, then from Juan Agudelo.
Dikwa a bit slow to get up after that challenge with Kavita. Thought he won the whistle. The referee thought otherwise. Birmingham prepping a change of their own down below as well. Fourth official a bit crowded right now with players to check in. Agudelo with a man on his back. Irivo back to Agudelo, but just a bit too heavy was that pass. And now some substitutions coming for both sides. First things first, Birmingham are going to make a change. It's Marlon Santos who is coming off. Sadiq Balarbi is coming on. So the Brazilian off, the Englishman on.
Wonder if maybe there's a little bit of an injury here that we weren't aware of.
On the other side of things, Toby Sims has come into the game for Alex Dixon for the Hounds. Angelo Kelly is going to check in as well. It looks like he's going to replace Shane Wheats. So Wheat, who is on a yellow card, comes off, and Dixon, who has been a real danger threat so far tonight, will come off as well. So Kelly and Sims now in for the Hounds. Balarbi in for the Three Sparks here at the 70th minute.
For Birmingham Legion, I think this is an influx of speed and some fresh legs. For Pittsburgh, I believe we're seeing a little bit of a tactical change.
Oh, not a bad idea there from Agudelo, but could not keep the volley down.
Pittsburgh has been under pressure. It made a double change, and then there was a lot of conversations going around the field between players as instructions were being passed from one to the next. I wouldn't be surprised to see them go to 5 in the back instead of 4, and just try and solidify the defense after Legion have really been running at them this early part of the second half.
Forbes couldn't quite get it around Kavita. Siadu able to turn and find Irivo. Straight away trying to get through to Balarbi. Martinez with Kelly on his back. Still Martinez being held back by Kelly, and now the whistle blows. Free kick for Legion FC. Eric Tattersall letting everybody play there for a moment before finally stopping things with his whistle.
Enzo Martinez showing off his relentlessness on the ground, the ball behind him, but he never gives up on the play, just fights through it, and eventually has to be taken down again.
In the air, on the ground, doesn't matter for Martinez. Free kick brought to you by Birmingham Freightliner. From a bit of an awkward angle.
Typically a ball like this would go wide and then get served in. Legion don't have too many options wide.
Martinez does go wide. Agudelo, Kasim! Straight from the training ground, Birmingham Legion lead this Eastern Conference quarterfinal.
Prosper Kasim, the man who scored the first ever goal for Birmingham Legion, has put them in front in this match. You may have noticed all the players going and jumping on Cano Smith, the assistant coach. I'm going to take a wild guess and say that was a play he drew up. They trained on it this week, and it's paid off for the team, at least so far, putting them in front in this very big playoff match.
Another look. What about this?
Perfect touches from everybody. And you don't think of Prosper Kasim as the man who's going to win balls in the air, but he does on that occasion.
Prosper Kasim, the Ghanaian who scored so many huge Birmingham Legion goals, might have just scored his biggest. Birmingham in front with 17 minutes to go. Kelly. Back out wide for Sims. Martinez doing the defending on that far side. Ordonez plays the switch. Griffin. Cicerone. Doesn't quite come off between he and Mertz. How do Birmingham want to counter?
A couple of minutes after a goal are really dangerous minutes for both sides. The emotions and the energy are sky high. It's hard to control yourself. You want to stay composed. You want to keep your team disciplined. But Pittsburgh is going to feel like they have to take some risks. Birmingham just doesn't want to make any mistakes. And that change in energy can make a big difference in a match.
Here comes Kelly around the slide from Agudelo. Yellow shirts bombing forward. Mertz got his cross away. It got to the back post, but just a bit behind Rivera.
I think Alex Cronali got just a little flick on that to skip it past everyone.
Griffin back out to that wide area. Sims late arriving. His shot blocked by Erivo. And a great ball from Roof to find Kasim running. Kasim, the goal scorer. Out for Martinez. Martinez! Wait is there. And this game getting end to end with a quarter hour left.
That goal has really opened things up. Both coaches spent most of this game sitting in their chairs. Both are now up at the edge of their technical areas.
Looks like Pittsburgh is prepping at least one, if not two more changes to see if they can find that equalizing goal here in this final quarter hour. Jelani Peters has grabbed a shirt. He's coming on for certain. Looks like William Yang is coming on in a moment as well. Griffin gives possession away. Agudelo trying to hold off Ordonez. Agudelo just dispossessed in the end. That was emergency defending from the Spaniard.
And done really well because Juan Agudelo had a great touch around him. You thought he might be in on goal. And somehow Ordonez just managed to flick it off of his foot.
Cicerone taken off it by Dean. The fullback all the way on the other side of the park to mark Russell Cicerone, who's been held in check by and large tonight. Same with the switch. Roof. Agudelo back to him. Cut out by Ordonez again, who has played really, really well tonight. Angelo Kelly. Forbes looking for the run of Dequa. Rinaldi with them stride for stride. And it's just inside that flag. It'll be a throw from the corner, and now Pittsburgh will make their double change.
Pittsburgh, in their first substitution, brought on a change of shape in their team, added a defender. Now they've taken a defender off and brought on two attacking players. Clearly a change in thinking.
So Rivera off and Mikael Williams off as well. Peters offers a bit of defensive support, but Yang, an attacker through and through. Just the 5th appearance of the year for Yang, but he comes on in the biggest game for Pittsburgh so far this season. As Crowley sweeps away the trouble. Of course, Jelani Peters, the man that was booked twice last time these two teams met here Protective a month ago and was sent off in stoppage time. 10th time this year Peters comes off the bench after 22 starts. Martinez and Asiadu couldn't quite clear it. Griffin keeps it down here. Mertz. Asiadu got in the way once more. Through the traffic, Birmingham come away with it. Modello looking for a little bit of help. And just plays it over the touchline. Throw for Pittsburgh.
For Pittsburgh, these next 12 minutes are going to go by so quickly. It's going to feel like a flash if they're not able to get the goal that they're looking for.
Yang against Dean. Racing to the byline. Dean was there with him.
Great defending from Johnny Dean. Didn't even think about trying to win the ball. Just got his body in between the man and the ball and let it run out of play.
Fans, the journey to glory continues this upcoming Friday, October 28th, as the USL Championship playoffs presented by Hisense reach the conference semifinal stage. Catch all the action on ESPN Plus until the championship final Sunday, November 13th at 9 o'clock Eastern, 8 o'clock Central on ESPN2, ESPN Deportes, and Sirius XM. The final Eastern Conference quarterfinal has been a good one between the number 4 seed Birmingham, the number 5 seed Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh trying to pull one back. Yang out in front of Dequa. Now Birmingham is going to make a change. Mikey Lopez, the veteran, coming on for the goal scorer Prosper Kasim, who's going to get quite the ovation down below.
Prosper Kasim gets a standing ovation from the crowd. Winger off, defender on.
A big hug for the man who, by all appearances, looks like drew up that set-piece play that Birmingham Legion ran to perfection. That play the difference in this match to this point. Great work defensively by Forbes to bring that down. Mertz trying to go direct. Mikey Lopez very quickly garners his first touch. Lopez cuts out that pass from Peters as well. Modello hit by Kelly. Referee said it was clean. Bobby Mertz. Back to the feet of Ordonez. Pittsburgh started tonight in a back four. Looks much more like a back three right now. Forbes' pass cut out by Dean. Asiadu got onto the second ball but couldn't corral it. Sims gets around the slide of Roof. Still Sims cutting it back. Asiadu lost his footing but still got in the way of the pass.
Anderson Asiadu slipping right into the path of the ball.
+8 minutes left tonight at Protective Stadium. Pittsburgh chasing after a second half goal from Prosper Kasim has given Birmingham the lead. Toby Sims in a wide area once again. Sims' service beyond the back post all the way throughout the other side for Kenardo Forbes. Martinez couldn't keep it away from Peters that time. Lopez clears it away.
Birmingham Legion sitting a little bit deeper, letting Pittsburgh come at them, making sure that they don't get beat over the top, but also providing just a little more space for themselves to counterattack if they do win the ball back.
Ordonez, Mertz, right where it started. Ordonez. That pass picked off by Riverhounds. Birmingham can counter here if they like. Siadu in a wide area. He's got Ballarby in front of him. He's got Lopez joining as well. Siadu taken off into the end. Good work by Angelo Kelly tracking back. Riverhounds goes to ground, keeps it in the attacking third for Legion FC. Will Lopez have a go? No. Martinez taken off it by Peters. Peters urging his fellow Riverhounds forward. Deke was flicked, doesn't quite come off. Cicerone. Great work, Agudelo able to keep his feet, keep possession as well. Martinez slows it up this time, or at least looked like he was going to. Time right now working in the favor of the home side.
Juan Agudelo looking a little bit tired. He's worked hard defensively all night. He's stepped and pressed as well as held the ball up when it's played into his feet. 6 minutes left in this match.
Yang couldn't quite keep his feet. Dean, a rather easy win of possession. Dean still running. Agudelo flicks it over the top. Ballarby couldn't quite get there. Good work by Sims. But it's a throw for Birmingham, and Birmingham is going to make a couple of changes. Crowd comes to their feet. Will Birmingham make those changes now? It looks like they will. Like you said, Juan Agudelo looking a little bit ragged. I believe he's one of the men coming off. First things first, Anderson Siadu coming off, being replaced by Bruno Lapa, and then Ryan James will replace Agudelo.
Those are the player switches, but there'll be some positional switches here. I'm sure Mikey Lopez will slide into the defensive midfield, which is his normal role, where Anderson Siadu was. And that will allow Bruno Lapa to slide into attacking midfield, which is his normal role. Ryan James coming on for Juan Agudelo, but I'm sure we'll see Ryan James slide wide left, where he can not only attack, but he's also an excellent defender.
Birmingham restart play. 86th minute here at Protective Stadium. First ever home game in the playoffs. A very short franchise history for Birmingham Legion FC, and right now the home side in front. Pittsburgh, a consistent force in these USL Championship playoffs behind their head coach Bob Lilly. In the playoff mix for the 5th straight season. But right now their playoff run here in 2022 is in jeopardy. As we've reached the 87th minute here in the Deep South.
Birmingham Legion have brought on some fresh legs, some excellent defenders, but they've also gotten much smaller. If Pittsburgh is able to get the ball wide and serve balls in, they'll have fewer big players to battle with in the air.
Another big ball played over the top in the direction of a Yang. Only headed to keep it in play. Martinez finds Ballarby. Lopez, his pass picked off by Kelly. Kelly goes to ground to try to keep it with the Hounds. That's exactly what happens. Forbes out the other side. Yang. Service blocked by the backside of Dean.
Not quite the way you teach defending, but it worked so far for Johnny Dean.
Kelly in a crowd. Ordonez. Pittsburgh's got one more change to make here in a few moments. First things first, a long stretch of possession here for the Riverhounds. Edward Kiza, native of Uganda. He's ready to check in at the next stoppage. Griffin. Peters. Johnny Peters down to Yang. Against Dean. Martinez there providing defensive support, and it redirects out to Bellarabi, whose touch gets him around Ordonez. Does Bellarabi go for goal or head to the corner? It looks like the latter.
He's got the pace to run to goal if he wants to.
That was last touch by Bellarabi, a goal kick for Pittsburgh, and now they will make that change. Kizza coming on. And it's the veteran Kenardo Forbes coming off here in the 89th minute.
This is a defensive midfielder off. Kizza, one of those guys who you can play almost anywhere, but I'm sure he's going to be asked to play a very attacking role, to just run and try and stretch this Birmingham defense.
And on loan from New England, immediately onto the ball in the attacking half. Mertz into the channel for Dikwa. Kavita got there first, but Ryan James gives it up. Sims. Mertz. A dangerous ball. Kizza scores! An instant impact for Edward Kizza. Almost immediately off the bench, he ties this quarterfinal at 1.
With barely a minute to go, Pittsburgh sending more bodies forward, adding Kizza to the attack, and he finds a way to slip himself in between two defenders and flick this ball into the far side netting.
Edward Kizza, the former Pittsburgh Panther, now scores the biggest goal of the year for the Pittsburgh Riverhounds.
Behind Jake Roof and in front of Alex Cronali, he finds that gap, and a great snap header down and into the far side netting.
So 1-1 our score here at Protective Stadium. Crowd to their feet, trying to cheer on the home side into stoppage time. 3 minutes of stoppage time confirmed down below, brought to you by UAB Medicine. The deadlock is unbroken after stoppage time. We head to extra time. Kavita, rather physical challenge there on Dikwa. No whistle as Dikwa's down behind the play. Is there one more scoring opportunity left in regulation?
Birmingham had made a couple of changes to bring on defensive players, Ryan James, Mikey Lopez in particular. Do they have enough to find a goal in these closing moments?
Birmingham operating carefully. Already 80 seconds into our minimum of 3 minutes. Lopez looking over the top for Dean. Lapa, edge of the area. Instead, Ordonez got there first. Lopez on the half volley. An ambitious effort, but it didn't miss by much.
Mikey Lopez has never been shy about shooting. That was a really difficult ball to hit. Not only hitting it out of the air, but tried to bend it around the defender. It wasn't off by much.
Wade sends it away as we enter the 3rd minute of stoppage time. Headed into the Birmingham bench, last touch by the home side. What a second half in particular this has been. Goals from both sides. Prosper Kasim in the 72nd. Edward Kizza straight off the bench and into the score sheet in the 90th. Pittsburgh maintain possession and are in no hurry to restart things.
Soccer is known as a player's game. Once the whistle blows to begin the match, it's the players on the field who make all the decisions. But Birmingham Legion scored off of a set play drawn up by assistant coach Connell Smith. And then very late in the game, Pittsburgh makes a change of personnel, one that pays off almost immediately for them. And again, a coach's decision changes the flow of the match.
That is the end of regulation. In the final Eastern Conference quarterfinal, it's going to need more than 90 minutes to decide it. Second half goals from each side have tied us at 1 apiece. And we'll get an extra half hour coming here at Protective Stadium. The atmosphere tonight has been great. The game so far tonight itself down below us has been excellent. Only fitting, Mike, that another 30 minutes are forthcoming.
Neutral fans will enjoy the extra 30 minutes. Pittsburgh fans will be happy that they get the 30 minutes. Birmingham players and fans probably feeling very disappointed. They thought they had it won with just a minute and a half left to go.
So 90 minutes in the books here at Protective Stadium. 1-1 our score. Mike, let's get a look at how we got here. First things first, it took 72 minutes, but Birmingham eventually opened the scoring.
Set piece clearly been practiced all week long, something we hadn't seen all season long. Prosper Kasim, not the biggest man on the field, but gets the goal.
And then on the other end, Edward Kizza, straight off the bench, makes almost an instant impact.
Looked like Fanuel Kavita got drawn out of his normal central back role. And that allowed just enough space for Kizza to find the gap and get his head on the ball, putting it into the backside netting.
What a play from Edward Kizza, just his second goal of the year. On loan from New England Revolution, actually made 8 appearances for Memphis earlier this year, was recalled and then sent on loan again, but this time to Pittsburgh. Riverhounds fans certainly thankful he was sent to Pittsburgh the second time around. Edward Kizza saving Pittsburgh's season for now. And now, Mike, you mentioned it, everyone used their changes. Pittsburgh used quite a few subs to try to change the game. Birmingham made a lot of defensive changes after they scored. So how does that impact these next 30 minutes?
That's what the Birmingham coaches are trying to figure out right now. How do we rearrange this group of players into an attacking unit? We've taken off almost all of the attacking players, brought on 2 very defensive-minded players in Ryan James and Mikey Lopez. What shape, what formation, who goes where, so that we can create chances again.
Pittsburgh has made 5 changes, Birmingham's made 4.
And Pittsburgh has the opposite problem. We brought on all these attacking players, but we got no defenders left on the field. How do we rearrange this group of players to be a little bit more balanced?
Just one of the original starting back 4 for the Riverhounds remains. It's Arturo Ordonez, who has played an excellent game tonight.
He's been big all over the field, winning balls in the air, intercepting passes, and connecting passes.
Santa Claus in the house. A couple months to Christmas, but Christmas more a state of mind than anything.
Does he have a gift in his bag for either one of these sides as they head into a very grueling overtime period?
Extra time starts here in just a moment. Coin flip down below between the 2 captains. Griffin and Kavita. Looks like a toss was won by Kavita. None of our USL Championship playoff games so far this weekend have gone to extra time, but this one has.
Indications are that there are going to be 6 minutes of stoppage time at Stade Saputo.
Goes home, the winner goes to Louisville, Kentucky next week.
Callens does his defensive duties admirably. Will be a little bit of a noise when they see that 6.
Definitely 1 or 2 not moving freely for NYCFC. They've done some chasing this afternoon. Controlled large parts of the game, giving up possession. You still have to chase around. You still have that psychological pressure of needing to be in exactly the right shape.
Well, for NYCFC, if they are to progress, the only chance they have got of being at home now for the rest of 2022 is if they meet FC Dallas in the final. It's the only time that they might be back on familiar ground, whatever that ground may be for NYCFC, of course. Here's Brogia, who made the goal. And that wasn't a bad ball in either. I think Kyoto will feel he could have done more with it.
Yeah, just from those... I know the goal came from those deep positions, but generally they're not the positions that you score from with the ball going into the box. It is much easier to defend the balls going into the box from there. You've got to be brave enough to get that extra pass in. Whip the ball in from those wide areas. Can you fashion something there?
Kyoto. Clearance by Parks. Contact on Pereira isn't given as a foul. Mihailovic sends it back in. Callens doesn't want to take the risk, despite Sean Johnson, his goalkeeper, rushing towards it.
Defends the box well, Callens. Shows his experience, his athleticism. I thought his booking was inexperienced in the first half from him, but he certainly defended really well, taken over responsibility with Shallow going off.
Anton Tinnerholm with the latest clearance, who is on course to play his part in a lengthy NYCFC run in the postseason, having not been able to do so in 2021, the Swede, because of an ACL injury. Miller's cross. This time is Callens, who once more is using his frame to good effect. Brogia back in, and then a big win by Kyoto, and Johnson's not held onto it under pressure from Toy. And suddenly a bit desperate from NYCFC.
And they've got the bodies in there and they're reacting well to it. Johnson's just got to be stronger there. At this stage, you're probably not going to get those sorts of free kicks. It might have been reversed if it had been looked at. You've just got to go and dominate.
Johnson over Toy's head and out of the reach of Kyoto. Touched behind by Tinnerholm.
Much more dangerous situation to put the ball into the box from. See how dangerous it is. Tinnerholm can only scramble it away for a corner. Has defended it really well.
Well, we're in for a mad finish if Montreal get one here. Mihailovic and Torres. And Johnson will do well to keep that ball in his hands as long as possible.
He certainly will. Torres have done more just to nod this back across goal. Just stretching for it too much. Maybe let it run as well and keep it in play. It's a bit of an easy give up of possession there to a grateful goalkeeper. It's an interesting choice from him though, just gone for full distance. No one chasing this one down. Another attack. Another look at the clock in the back four. You realise that the clock's not moving for some reason at this point, starting to hallucinate slightly.
And Montreal would love to wind it back. Wanyama's little touch. Here's Pizarra. Kai Kamara. Eventually off Tinnerholm's head. Not giving up the chase yet, Montreal. Mihailovic, who has
booked tonight, Shane Wheat subbed off in that second half. Credit to our referee tonight. He's done a good job keeping this match going.
Very few cards. He's allowed the game to flow. You can argue a call here or there, as you always can, but he's not been the topic of the game. He's not been the highlight of the game. It's been the play on the field that's made the difference in this match.
Ordonez has a couple of runners forward. Dequa certainly one of them. Kavita had it read though. It's been a long 90-plus minutes for Albert Dequa. Four and a half minutes into our first 15-minute period of 2 here in extra time. So Martinez dropped a little bit deeper to start this extra time session. Last touch by Pittsburgh. Kiza off of Bruno Lapa. Throw here for the Riverhounds. Last touch by Legion FC. Kavita working against Dequa once again. That's been a common theme tonight. Birmingham captain has acquitted himself well once again. Dean tried to find Bruno Lapa. Peters did not hit that pass before it snuck out of play.
Legion are struggling to connect passes here. They've changed almost their entire attacking unit. They've kept the backs the same, and they've been very solid in the back these first few minutes of overtime. Pittsburgh a little bit the opposite. They've got their attacking players still on the field, but it's an all-new defense. I wouldn't be surprised to see some mistakes.
Martinez didn't miss the post or the frame by much. Not the best attacking spell Birmingham has had here in this extra time.
Enzo Martinez, who started the game playing very high up the field, has dropped into a more defensive midfield role, but that gives him more room to come forward as he does here, and a very good chance as you see it from behind the goal, just wide.
Enzo Martinez has meant so much to Birmingham this year. 15 goals, 8 assists, created almost 70 chances. An absolutely stellar year. Perhaps in the mix for the MVP conversation. This Birmingham attack to start this extra time session.
Too much. New York.
Griffin beats Balarabi to it. No Marlon Santos, no Prosper Kasim, no Juan Agadello for Birmingham Legion in the extra time session.
Bruno Lapa is a very dynamic attacking player. He usually plays in an attacking midfield role, but he's got a great first touch, great vision, and he can score goals. He will be
.15-minute session of this extra time. Blake Gardner, Mike Getman, glad to have you with us tonight. 1-1 our score for now. Balarabi, Lopez squares it. Lapa! Bruno Lapa scores. Birmingham Legion back in front in extra time.
Emotional swings of a game. First a goal for Birmingham Legion, flying sky high, but Pittsburgh finds the energy and away, scores the late goal to tie it right at the end of regulation. You think the emotions and the momentum are in their favor. And then you forget about Bruno Lapa. He's scored goals his whole career, and as you see on this replay, he finds that little gap, just waited for the ball to be played, and took it so cleanly with that right foot.
Wade's got a piece, but not enough, and Bruno Lapa scores for the 6th time this year. What a moment for the former All-USL performer, Bruno Lapa. Birmingham in front for the 2nd time tonight. Pittsburgh once again chasing with 10+ minutes left in extra time. Larby trying to hold it up. Under immense pressure, Griffin won it back. It'll be a throw for the Hounds right in front of the Pittsburgh bench.
Back where we started when all the substitutions were being made. Pittsburgh still with all their attacking players on the field, and Legion with lots and lots of defenders.
And Oakle goes to ground to try to waste a few more seconds.
The referee signals to him that he's got the watch and he's keeping track.
A little more than 4 minutes left in this first 15-minute segment. Lapa, his goal the difference right now. As Ryan James is able to bring that down. James went to ground, did not get the whistle. Referee allowing players to continue. Deke was touched a little heavy. Lapa and company win it back for Legion FC. Talked to head coach Thompson earlier in the week. He said one of the biggest differences for this side this year was the depth they had coming off the bench this year, something they didn't have prior years. Bellarabi around a man. Bellarabi denied by the foot of Waite. What a save.
That's a great save from Jamali Waite. That could have been the moment that finished this game off. Great quick turn from Bellarabi. But Jamali Waite once again up to the task.
Roof commits the foul. Free kick for the Riverhounds. What a game this has been, and the Englishman Sadiq Bellarabi acquired back in July. A matter of inches perhaps away from putting it on ice. Jamali Waite has made some huge stops tonight. That one's certainly as big as any of the others. Peters. Pittsburgh trying to find a way forward against this Birmingham back line. Ball over the top, inquisitive. Nothing comes of it as Van Oekel will pick it up once he's approached. Two minutes left in this first 15-minute period of extra time. Bruno Lapa off the bench for the 13th time this year after 18 starts. Providing the key moments to start this extra time, and he's back on it again. Lapa leaves it for Lopez. Bellarabi. Lopez denied. Sims went to ground to make sure Lopez couldn't put that on goal. Lopez in on the challenge, and that is going to be a foul against Mikey Lopez. Free kick given for Pittsburgh. It's Griffin who was down. Lopez over to check on him. It's hard to tell from our angle how much contact there was, but more than likely enough. Goal scorer Edward Kizza into the channel. First time service. Headed away from trouble by Dean. A good touch by Lopez to get him into space. James. Canadian Ryan James back to Jake Roof. Less than 30 seconds to go in our first 15-minute period of extra time, and it sounds like 1 minute of UAB Medicine stoppage time coming to end this first segment of 15 minutes. Belarbi on the run. Want to keep it in play. Opting to go at Peters. His service catches Lopez in the ribs. Belarbi got it back. His second service sent over the end line. A Chick-fil-A corner kick coming.
Sadiq Belarbi's known for his pace. He's thought of as a winger, but he's playing in a central position tonight. And not only his pace, but his quick turns have been a real handful for this Pittsburgh defense.
It is 1 minute of stoppage time brought to you by UAB Medicine to close out this 15 minutes. And Lapa plays this corner all the way back to his defenders. Birmingham ought to let a few more seconds tick off that clock. Martinez. Goal scorer Lapa flicks it back to him. A long spell of possession here, allowing time to continue to tick away from Pittsburgh. Ryan James, the former Riverhound, wins Birmingham a throw, and that brings the first 15 minutes of stoppage time to a close. 15 minutes down, 15 to go. Birmingham Legion in front of Pittsburgh, 2-1. And Mike, takeaways from that first 15 minutes.
My takeaways are really simple. Wow, what a half, and in particular, what a 20 minutes at the end of the game. Both teams showing their quality, and in particular, their quality in the attack. Birmingham Legion give up a goal to Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh then, in added time or extra time, gives up a goal to a very committed Birmingham attack. And I don't think we're done with the attacking part of this game.
Another look at Lapa's goal, the difference so far.
Mikey Lopez so clever with the cutback, knows right where Bruno Lapa's going to be, and you can't get a better finish than that. Didn't try to hit it too hard, just kept his foot over the ball, very little follow through. Perfect placement for the go-ahead goal.
The Brazilian Bruno Lapa, former ACC midfielder of the year in his time at Wake Forest. Stepped onto the scene, the USL back in that shortened 2020, made an instant impact. Was an all-USL performer. Dealt with injury back last season. Got a late start to this year due to some visa issues. Spent a lot of time back in his native Brazil trying to get that sorted out. A late start to this campaign, but still able to contribute a half dozen goals plus 4 more assists. Coach Tom Sohn said earlier this week it was a luxury to have someone like Lapa, who, even if he wasn't selected to be in the starting 11, could come off the bench, give Birmingham a little bit of punch against defenders when they're tired. I think he knew how prophetic those words might be. It's some tired legs out there right now after 105 minutes. But Mike, there's still 15 more. As you said, it feels like the action's not done yet.
These players are all tired. They've run so many miles. Your body gets tired, your brain gets tired. Things just happen when your body and brain are this exhausted. Can Birmingham Legion keep their composure? And for Pittsburgh, you know that they don't want their season to end right now. They've worked for 7 months to get here. They're going to give every last drop of energy that they've got. There's going to be more attacking opportunities at both ends. I'm sure of that.
15 minutes down, extra time, and there are 15 minutes to go. Birmingham in front, 2-1. The home side will start with possession. Here we go. 106th minute tonight from Protective Stadium in Birmingham, Alabama. Blake Gardner, Mike Getman, glad to have you with us tonight, whether you're watching here in Alabama, my 68, Pittsburgh on the Point 22, or anywhere else in the country on ESPN+. The final Eastern Conference quarterfinal has been an absolute beauty to this point. Is there another twist and turn left in store tonight? Shamali waits. Pittsburgh goalkeeper has had some incredible moments to keep the Riverhounds within striking distance. With all the attacking options on the pitch right now for Pittsburgh, who could come up with perhaps that moment? Well, Birmingham's defense slammed the door on Pittsburgh's 2022. Ryan James with a key intervention. And Riverhounds finds Mikey Lopez in some space. And Mike, it's in Birmingham's DNA to press and push forward. How deliberate are they going to be here over the final 14, 13 plus minutes?
Love to be deliberate and keep the ball and just make Pittsburgh chase, but it's so hard to do for 15 minutes straight. If Birmingham don't attack, they're going to be under a lot of pressure. I think they're going to try to find that balance. Keep the ball when you must, attack when you can, defend for every moment that you must.
What a shift for Robbie Mertz. It finally comes to a close here in the 107th minute. Pittsburgh make one final change. It's Marky Barra, the former Michigan Wolverine, former Big Ten midfielder of the year, who comes off the bench for Pittsburgh for the 15th time this season.
Barra, a dangerous player with a great work rate, but he's replacing perhaps Pittsburgh's most dangerous player so far this match. Robbie Mertz has been all over the field. He's created chances. He's taken a few shots himself. I think the Legion staff will be happy to see him exit the field.
Kovita using his body to win possession back for Birmingham. Peters under duress as Malarby crashes into him. Free kick is going to be given.
I believe it's a throw-in. I didn't hear the whistle. I guess it is a set piece. I thought it needed to be a free kick, but I did not hear the whistle on that one.
To be fair, our referee Eric Tattersall has let the players play by and large tonight. We've seen some collisions between some big bodies. The official has opted to keep the whistle. Good touches there. Riverhounds is dropped by Peters. Again, the referee opting to let play go.
Playoffs are big moments for officials as well. They earn the right to be on the field in these very important games. This referee has lived up to the moment by not being too involved, by letting the players play, and by being consistent in what he does call as a foul.
Dean and Lopez not quite on the same page. Cicerone off and running. Martinez trying to close it down, cannot. Here comes Kelly. Back out to Cicerone, but the pass a bit too heavy. It'll be a throw for Legion FC near that corner flag.
Edward Kiza not quite on the same page with Cicerone. Tried to dummy the ball and leave it, but Cicerone did not see it coming that way and just could not get to the ball.
Martinez clears it as far as he can. Antonius makes sure Lapa can't get to it. Toby Sims. His pass cut out by Kavita. Lapa, first time across the park to Lopez. Lopez able to maintain it. Birmingham back in possession as time continues to bleed away from Pittsburgh. 10 minutes to go in this Eastern Conference quarterfinal. Lovely dummy from James. Zach Aravo there waiting, and a throw for Legion FC.
Birmingham happy to see the ball go out of bounds. It allows them to let another 30 seconds tick off each time.
Throw into James.
Completely missed his clearance, really. So Ethan Finley is able to win it back. Now Nick Lima. Daniel Pereira. Lima again. Clearance this time was by Jose Martinez.
Disappointing. It's a couple of really good situations there. Gite did well to get hold of the ball initially and then didn't pop it off quick enough, and Lima likewise there in a really presentable position over on the right hand side, just fluffed his lines. Vital moment. Plenty of players making their way into the 18-yard box. Should have just given someone an opportunity to go and attack it.
Lima again launches in the throw. By Gallagher. In awkwardly, Cascante had stayed forward. Battling to try and get something on that, not quite for Julio Cascante.
He was able to outmuscle Martinez. Possibly would have been given as a foul, but he's caused a few problems, hasn't he? Cascante got himself some touches in the 18-yard box. Unable to have a meaningful effort on the target as of yet, but certainly posing a problem.
Midway point of the first half, nothing in it yet. Hedges with that one off the line right at the start. And perhaps the closest that either side have come. Only lost 6 times on their travels in the entirety of the regular season. FC Dallas only suffered fewer away defeats twice before in their MLS history. An original member of this league. Gite, Pereira, and back again. Now Alex Ring. Gallagher. Gabrielson, who they brought in from Toulouse at the start of the season. Slotted in alongside Cascante. That's been the most familiar partnership at the back. The Verde and Black. Ring. Skipper just slipped as he delivered that one, and was a bit too much on it for Ethan Finley. A designated player at the start of the season. Second year at the club after 4 with New York City FC. Plenty of previous playoff experience from his time in the Bronx. Struggling to clear their lines here, and it breaks for Driussi. Gallagher. He's looking for Gite. Farfan couldn't take the chance in conceding the corner.
It's a lovely ball in. Just no takers. Gite just put the brakes on, not sure why he did so. Gallagher found a nice area with his delivery.
He's been the regular left back recently, starting for the 15th time in the last 16 games today. And Kolmanic in reserve. A second corner. Going the way of Austin FC. Go for Gundes to take. Two obvious targets forward from centre-back, but instead it is switched short to Nick Lima. Returned to Fagundes, now Ethan Finley. Another corner, they're claiming there it hit the hand. It's the shout from Finley. Efin Jurasevich, by the way, is on VAR duty this evening.
Slipped up on Velasco, didn't it? That certainly struck the hand, but that's not a penalty, can't be given as one.
It's a corner. It's in by Fagundes, who wasn't dealt with, and it's slammed home by Gite.
And Austin ahead in the conference semi-final. Semi-final. Moussa Jite brought back into the starting lineup tonight, was just the quickest to react in front of goal.
Well, they deserve the lead for their efforts in the opening 26 minutes. It's all about keeping it alive from the dead ball. It's a bit of a mess at the near post, but doesn't he finish it well? When he falls to his right foot, a little bit of a coming together at the near post. He just had to concentrate on the contact. It's an outswinger from Fagundes. It comes off a couple of Dallas players, doesn't it? A header initially, then a ricochet. And he steadies himself to volley that home beautifully. That's not an easy finish. There's still quite a bit to do there, but he gets brilliant purchase on it, and the direction into the roof of the net, it's absolutely perfect.
Driussi from behind, he was always risking the yellow card.
Yes, a poor challenge, goes off his feet. Driussi heavily involved already. A couple of fouls on him from Dallas players. Looks in the mood once more.
Reminder that 2 bookings in the playoffs spell a suspension, unless the second yellow comes in the conference final. Here is Driussi, with Jite in support. Driussi going alone and doubling the lead. Austin's main man comes to the party as well. What a stunning season he has had, and a fine solo goal. Makes it 2-0 Austin. Dallas have not got started.
They haven't, and it's a horrible giveaway in the middle third of the pitch, but still, when he pushes it quite wide, I thought there was a pass on wide on the right-hand side, and it's a half chance, isn't it? But the finish, there's Velasco, comes short, just comes off his knee, gives the opportunity for Driussi to drive at the back four. I mean, he's got a lot to do there. You expect him to hit the target, but it's unerring the way he finds the bottom right-hand corner. Absolutely whittles past Martin Paz to give Austin a really good opportunity to make it into the conference final. Even at this stage, it's a big shout, but Dallas just have not started in this game. Austin really good value for the 2-goal cushion.
Well, they were 2-0 behind here last week after 15 minutes against Real Salt Lake and clawed it back to win on penalties. What a difference a week makes for Austin FC. What hasn't changed, though, is Driussi's unerring form in front of goal.
We're in the kind of territory now where you have to make a special dispensation for a player like Driussi. He's in such fine form. 12 attempts in the victory over RSL. He absolutely peppered the target. Everything good went through him clearly. And already today, he's having a huge say in this game. He's to dictate proceedings somewhat in the opening half an hour. Thought Quignon possibly would do a bit of a job, just follow him around. Not been the case.
This is Quignon to Jesus Ferreira. He was looking for Areola. It was well defended. Fagundes to Driussi. Those 12 attempts that you mentioned in the previous round, an MLS record for a playoff game.
And Ferreira just having a touch there in the area, which is a plus. But 31 minutes in, I think that's his second involvement of the game. When you think about the comparison to the main man in Austin's colours, everything's gone through him. That's what Ferreira has to be for Dallas if they're going to claw themselves back into this game.
He's shown himself capable over the course of the campaign. They need him to step up here. Areola is on the move through the middle, but can't force her all the way through. Driussi. 22 goals he scored in the regular season, just one behind Hani Mukhtar in the race for the Golden Boot, but already he has added 3 more in the postseason.
It's much better from Areola. They've actually responded in a pretty decent manner. Lovely turn. It was just a brilliant challenge, just to thwart him as he Potentially was thinking about getting the strike away.
2 Austin goals in the space of 3 minutes, and they're in the mood for more here with Diego Fagundes. Gite trying to turn provider this time. Out as far as Ring. Backed by Gabrielson. Edges away once more. Might break for Velasco here. It did, invitingly into his path, but he just showed a bit too much of it to Ruben Gabrielson, who was able to intervene and guide it back to his goalkeeper.
He's not settled at all, Velasco. Another stray touch. If that was more secure, I'm sure, had he looked right, Areola would have been in for a chance. He was completely unopposed on the right-hand side of the pitch. Velasco's touch letting him down once more.
Gallagher waiting to take the throw, with Austin very much in the ascendancy. Driussi has certainly helped put them there against a team that they have never beaten before. In fact, they are the only Western Conference club not to record a victory against Dallas over the course of the last 2 years. Texan rivals, one of only 3 teams in the Western Conference that they are yet to beat since coming into MLS. It might all change when it matters most tonight. Julio Quiscante, too far forward. Austin in just their 2nd season, their sophomore season in MLS. But it can be done. Atlanta won it at the same stage of their existence in 2018. Very few would have predicted Austin, though, as challengers when this season kicked off. In fact, that was a point that Josh Wolf made to his team. He's recently revealed that when all the pre-season predictions were made, printed them out, handed them to his players. Nobody had Austin even making the playoffs, I don't think. He felt maybe that his side weren't shown the sort of respect that they might have merited. They've earned that respect, he insists, over the course of this campaign. They've got some defending to do here as Tuamasi forays forward and then holds it up for Savania to provide the cross. It was awkward, it's nodded out by Ring. Driussi back helping out his defence this time.
Really good challenge from Lima. Not nice when it's coming over your shoulder there, and you know that the opposite fullback, Farfan, was arriving at pace as well, attacked it well, but good strong challenge.
There's Driussi. Lima. And the US international fullback. Gite will chase after this. Tuamasi, his challenger. Proper tussle between those two. And now Fagundes. Areola had to get back, he's furious.
You can see why Gite has been selected for this, because he's given them a brilliant platform in the first half. Unselfish running, the majority of the balls into him have stuck. It's given them an opportunity to get up the pitch and quickly, in contrast to what Dallas is serving up right now. It's as comprehensive 2-0. You're likely to see defended really well, not giving the opposition a glimmer. Can't continue in this manner, you would think.
Fagundes waiting to take this corner kick. Passed away by Ferreira. Back in his own box as far as John Gallagher. It's in again towards Ring. Clutched under his crossbar by Martin Pass.
Looks to be a couple of Austin players in the vicinity there. Completely unmarked. Ring, difficult header, slightly behind him, difficult height, unable to get firm enough contact on the header. Well, that's a worry.
Yeah, Gite is down and Maxi Urruti has been sent to warm up. Huge part that he has played already in putting Austin in such a promising position. And there will be real concern the way that their centre forward went down here. To the obvious replacement, if required.
There's that ball ring put over the top, wasn't it? A few moments ago, Gite competed for the aerial ball and then sprung to life, sprinted after it, but was going at full pelt. And if that's a muscle tweak, that will surely be the end of his night.
This could be a significant setback for Austin. Coach and staff maybe just making the point that Herrera. Gallagher to Fagundes. Driussi beautifully back into the path of Diego Fagundes. Nick Lima to Ethan Finlay. Dallas with plenty back defensively. Can't afford any further damage before half-time, surely. Ring forward. It was in towards Lima, who continued his run. Hedges was just in front of him.
I was surprised Lima didn't take the strike on earlier in that move, but it's worked out to Finlay on that flank for a second time. That was a great decision. Ring just nice and patient, waited beautifully. That's a really good ball. It's the only ball that was on, really. There was no one in the 6-yard box, had to be dragged back, and he put brilliant pace on it.
Final 5 of the first half. Austin get another corner. In by Fagundes. Out by Matt Hedges. Lima again. Gallagher to Driussi. Gite able to turn, able to get his shot away as well, but he just got underneath it.
Oh, they're petrified of him. It's a really good ball. Driussi continues his run, and I think that puts the seed of doubt really in the defender's mind, whether nobody goes with Driussi again. Look at him just saunter him really into the 18-yard box, completely unopposed, and Gite uses that as a decoy, brings it infield. You can see exactly what he's trying, but just doesn't get the whip on the ball. Flies over the top, but it's been a real contrast. The three kind of stars for Austin in this first half: the centre forward, Driussi, Fagundes on the left-hand side. Finlay started to come into the game, but the involvement of the Dallas front three has been sparse in comparison. That's the biggest takeaway, really, especially Driussi. His performance, very, very good.
They have stepped up so far on the big stage, haven't they? And Driussi again will continue to apply the pressure here to Martin Pass. Austin did claim the honours in the Copa Tejas this season, contested between all the Texan clubs. Dallas won it last year. Austin took the most points from the derby matches. 8 of them in total, 2 more than Dallas. Houston bringing up the rear this year. This is the derby game that matters more than any other this year, though, and this is Ethan Finlay, who couldn't quite collect it in his stride. Nearly 200 miles south from North Texas, from Frisco, for FC Dallas. Brandon Cervena. Cleared not particularly convincingly by Cascante. Cervena again. It's in his 5th season now, another of the homegrown players. That he signed, he was the 19th in their history. They've certainly had one of the most productive academy systems in MLS history. Model for so many to try and emulate, really, down the years. Gallagher going down in that coming together with Twumasi right in front of Catherine Nesbitt, the assistant referee.
Twumasi's probably been their most threatening player, I would say. Got on the ball a few times wide on the right-hand side when it's been transferred quickly. Fagundes can be slow to get back in. Gallagher's had his hands full, but other than that, very little threat.
He goes here towards Ferreira. Ariola helping it on. It's coolly nudged back by Gabrielson to his goalkeeper. Animated Josh Wolf at this stage. Will have been delighted by what he's seen from his team in this first half. Here's Driussi. Farfan to Jose Martinez. Awkward for Martin Pass. Martinez, the Spanish centre-back, has spent time on the books at Sevilla and Barcelona, played for both of those clubs at B-team level. Second season now since signing from Eibar. He's been a regular partner for Matt Hedges at centre-back this season. Dallas defence that was so strong in the regular season, conceding fewer goals than any other team in the Western Conference. Only the Philadelphia Union let in less in the whole of MLS this year. Defence breached twice in the space of 3 minutes by Austin just before the half hour here. Quignon forward. Ariola almost in and had to try and take the shot on. Stuber wasn't really extended by what followed, but that was more menacing from Paul Ariola.
Absolutely, it's best moment of the game for Dallas in an attacking sense. First time pass around the corner. Ariola does brilliantly, I think, to actually take that under his spell initially and then get the strike away before the challenge comes in. It's great footwork. Good idea as well to steer it towards that corner. Collision, but nothing given.
A quick check at that. Nothing really in it. Ariola back on his feet. Goal scorer when they met earlier in the season, trading those draws in the regular campaign. In fact, he opened the scoring in both matches between the clubs over the course of the summer. Dallas actually led by 2 in the first of them back in June, and Austin battled back for 2-2. Visitors hoping for a role reversal tonight. Last minute of added time at the end of the first half here. Alexander Ring. Herrera alongside him. There's Gallagher. Got Fagundes outside of him. To Gallagher. Progress just held up by Cervena, but he wasn't giving it up, Gallagher. And forces the corner if there's time to take it.
Terrific persistence. I mean, this is big, isn't it? If they were to concede a third, That would almost be it, I would suggest. So, huge moment. Started to pose one or two problems in the last few moments, Dallas, so not all's lost if they were to go in as it is.
Have to withstand this though, don't they? It's not the first time that Fagundes has found himself surrounded by some of the Dallas substitutes when waiting to take a corner. He's not happy about it, neither is Joe Dickerson. O'Brien had a bit to say there. As Fagundes delivers and it's punched clear by Martin Pass. That is going to be that for the first half, which has all gone the way of Austin FC. He started the scoring thanks to Moussa Jite's goal, and the lead was doubled by Driussi just 3 minutes later. That crucial stage of the contest affording Austin a comfortable cushion at half-time. Dallas have just begun to find a bit more of a threat the later the first half wore on, but has the damage already been done? Austin will certainly hope so. They put themselves in a commanding position, have the home team at half-time at the break at Q2 Stadium. It's Austin FC 2, FC Dallas 0.
בגלל האוהדים, בגלל הדרמה, בגלל השערים, בגלל שזו הבונדסליגה. הבונדסליגה בשידורים ישירים. רק בספורט אחת. יש הרבה סוגים של גיבורי על, אבל פעם בכמה שנים מגיע גיבור שטרם נראה כמותו. חזק כמו הענק הירוק, מהיר כמו פלאש, חסין כמו איירון מן, והרבה הרבה יותר יפה מוונדר וומן. הוא לא עוד גיבור על, הוא גיבור. משחקי ארלינג הולנד ומנצ'סטר סיטי בליגה האנגלית. רק בספורט אחת. שבת ישראלית אמיתית. זה הכי ספורט אחת. כל שבת. 3 משחקים מליגת 1-0 עם הקבוצות שלנו והכוכבים שלנו.
זה פשוט מדהים מה שקורה כאן.
ליגת 1-0 בחבילת הערוצים של ספורט אחת. גם מסע בין 1,000 קילומטרים מתחיל בצעד וחצי אחד קטן. המסע של הפועל תל אביב ביורוקאפ יוצא לדרך בספורט אחת. הליגה האירופית והקונפרנס ליג בכל חמישי. רק בספורט אחת.
Yo empecé en la cantera del Sevilla. Sí que es verdad que tuve una despedida un poco agria, porque me tuve que despedir de todos mis compañeros en la Supercopa de Cardiff frente al Real Madrid y no pude jugar ese partido. Unai Emery, mi actual entrenador, pues me comentó que ya estaba todo hecho con el Liverpool, que estaba ya firmado con ellos. la Premier League es así. Todos los partidos son difíciles y sabía que tenía que acostumbrarme lo antes posible. Sí que es verdad que era otra liga, otro idioma, otras costumbres, eran muchos cambios en mi vida, con tan joven que era, pero tenía que acoplarme lo antes posible y adaptarme rápido porque si no, allí en la Premier estás muerto. Que fue un golazo, yo creo que ha sido el mejor de mi carrera. Y con esos aficionados del Liverpool ahí gritando con esas caras de alegría y no sé, eran tantas emociones, tanta alegría, no sé, fue un momento único que nunca olvidaré. Fue bastante rara porque los resultados no salían. Creo que nos eliminaron del grupo de Champions League. Después igualmente contra Besiktas nos eliminaron a la primera de cambio en Europa League. Nos eliminó también, creo recordar, el Aston Villa en Wembley en una semifinal de Copa. No sé, eran tantos palos que estábamos recibiendo y después en Liga tampoco teníamos los resultados que deberíamos de haber tenido.
Hello and welcome to the programme. Liverpool are on the hunt for their new manager 24 hours after sacking Brendan Rodgers.
Two strong candidates have already emerged to take over a side that lies 10th in the league.
Tenía que hacerlo de la mejor manera, agradar a Jürgen. Sabía que era un entrenador espectacular, al igual que Brendan. Agradarlo, escuchar lo que él quería que hiciera. Nos exprime, no sé si entiendes la palabra, nos exprime es que saca del jugador lo máximo, o sea, que no se conforma con que el jugador lo haga bien, no, quiere más, y más, y más, y más, y siempre quiere más del jugador. Al final yo creo que no hay ningún jugador que todos los partidos le salgan perfectos, o sea, pero estamos expuestos a eso, estamos en el mayor nivel de fútbol y tendrás partidos mejores y partidos más malos. Cuando vino Robertson fue justo al año siguiente de que Milner jugara de lateral izquierdo, todo el año, entonces claro, yo hablé con mi agente, con mi representante y hablé, pues bueno, que para mí Jürgen no contaba conmigo y que quería buscar una salida. Fui a hablar con Jürgen, entonces empecé a jugar, era ya titular, estando Robertson y justo después de volver de la selección española en un partido de Champions League contra el Esparta de Moscú, pues me lesioné en una jugada, fui a tapar un tiro y me rompí el ligamento interno del tobillo y estuve 2 meses fuera. Ahí ya entró Robertson y claro, tuvo oportunidad, tuvo 15 partidos o algo así, también vino el Boxing Day, entonces él fue cogiendo galones, fue haciendo buenos papeles, fue dando asistencia, haciendo buenos partidos. Y a mí lo que más pena me daba era el irme de ese gran club sin haber ganado un título. Y gracias a Dios, pues antes de despedirme de todos mis compañeros y de esa magnífica afición y de ese magnífico club, pues conseguí llevarme ese recuerdo de la Champions League. Sí que es verdad que me vinieron ofertas de ligas exóticas y eso, pero no quería eso. Quería volver a España. y la verdad que en el momento que salió y eso va a quedar siempre aquí en el corazón.
Y ahora el pueblo que se alza en la lucha con bombes gigantes gritando adelante. El pueblo unido jamás será vencido.
הליגה הספרדית חוזרת בעונה חדשה ומלהיבה. רק בספורט אחת. שבת ישראלית אמיתית. זה הכי ספורט אחת. כל שבת 3 משחקים מליגת 1-0 עם הקבוצות שלנו והכוכבים שלנו.
זה פשוט מדהים מה שקורה כאן.
ליגת 1-0 בחבילת הערוצים של ספורט אחת. גם מסע בין 1,000 קילומטרים מתחיל בצעד וחצי אחד קטן. המסע של הפועל תל אביב ביורוקאפ יוצא לדרך בספורט אחת. הליגה האירופית והקונפרנס ליג בכל חמישי. רק בספורט אחת.
איזה בישול ללקק את האצבעות.
עונת 22-23 בליגה האיטלקית. בספורט אחת.
כוס משחק. צורות טוב.
רצינו להציע לכם להצטרף למסע האירופי של הפועל באר שבע בקונפרנס ליג.
כל משחקי הפועל באר שבע בקונפרנס ליג בשידורים ישירים. רק בספורט אחת.
Wow, comme des wafers sur la bombe, ben wow. Si c'est pour le démarche, si ça fonctionne puis ça marche, ben wow. Dites wow, ben wow. Wow, wow.
רגע לפני גמר המאסטרס, טורניר פריז מסבב ה-ATP 1000. בחבילת הערוצים של ספורט אחת.
Y ahora el pueblo que se alza en la lucha con bombes gigantes gritando adelante. El pueblo unido jamás será vencido.
הליגה הספרדית חוזרת בעונה חדשה ומלהיבה. רק בספורט אחת.
Baby, I'm coming, better ready yourself, be looking for me, cause I'm the real thing. Yeah, I'm coming, baby, I'm coming, better ready yourself, be looking for me, cause I'm the real thing. Yeah, baby, I'm coming, better ready yourself, be looking for me, cause I'm the real thing.
הסיפורים הגדולים בעולם במקום אחד. ספורט אחת.
עוד לא מאוחר להצטרף לליגת החלומות הרשמית של וואלה ספורט וספורט אחת. הרכיבו את הנבחרת המנצחת שלכם ותוכלו לזכות בפרסים מטורפים לאורך כל העונה. ארוחות מפנקות עם כל החברים לאלופי המחזור. קונסולות משחק אקסבוקס לאלופי החודש. בחבילת ספורט בחול ומכונית שווה לאלופי העונה. ליגת החלומות, עכשיו בוואלה ספורט. הורידו את האפליקציה.